we'll start with a half gallon of milk. This milk's from the 21st. Look at all that cream come off. This milk's from the 21st. Still quite fresh. And you're going to put this milk on medium heat. A little speck or something in there. You want to put this on medium heat. If you heat milk up too fast, it's going to scorch, and we don't want that. So to make this goat cheese, you can make cheese out of any milk. We're just doing goat cheese today. You'll need a cheesecloth. This is like a muslin cloth, a food thermometer, and some vinegar. Let me get some. Today I want a harder cheese, so I'm going to put a little bit more vinegar in there. And I'm using apple cider vinegar today. Well, we're not going to make a harder cheese. Well, actually we will. We're going to do half apple cider vinegar, half the other. Excuse me. Once the milk heats to what I prefer is 190, 195, that's when we'll add the vinegar, and that will help curd up the cheese. So once the cheese is curded up, then we'll move it on to the strainer, which it curds up fast. We'll take this off the heat once it's ready, and you'll be able to see how fast it curds up. We'll check the temperature. I'm sure it's not too close yet. Like I said, I like to keep it at around 190, 195 for a harder cheese, 180, 175 to 180 for a smoother, creamy cheese. What is up? Hey, Stooges. Nothing much. Making some cheese. Getting up to some cheese making. Thank you. Thank you much. We're going to see how hot this milk is after I stir this milk. You'll always want to stir it before you measure the temperature, because if not, the heat won't be evenly distributed. I should have said distributed, not distributed. Let's see. We're not going to be very hot right now. This milk came out of the fridge, so it's already pretty cool. Right now it's only literally 77 degrees Fahrenheit, so we do not want that. We want hot milk. Hot milk for making cheese. So how is everybody? Thank you for tuning in, watching the stream. Again, once this milk gets to about 190, 195, we are going to add this vinegar. And I did part apple cider, part regular white vinegar, at least 4 to 5% acidity. And today I'm using a little over 3/4 a cup, little under a cup, because I want to have a firmer cheese today. So it's a process, a very slow process. Hello, Cash. Nice of you to join. Welcome. Let me turn this light on. I plugged it in for a reason. Maybe. Well, maybe we'll have a light. There's something. Whew. Woof. Alright, we are bright. I'm great. How are you? Making some cheese today. Hope everybody's staying cool in this heat. Because I'll tell you what, it's drastic. So our milk is still heating up. There's something on this spoon. Like I said, we want it to be at least 190. Rinse this off first. Those are all my milk jugs back there. I am making goat milk cheese today. We're going for a little bit of a firmer cheese. So we're cooking this milk or heating this milk up to about 195, 200 range. And we're going to add some vinegar. Oh, thank you. This farm is located in Benton County, Ohio, back towards the Appalachian Trail. But, and then we'll be able to see the whole process once we get this milk heated. We're going to check the temperature again. It's not something that you have to babysit very closely, but it's still got to be washed a bit. And like I said, keep it on medium heat because you don't want to scorch the milk by hurrying the process. Do you really? My dream is to have a dairy, but oh my goodness, they are so, you wouldn't think they're strict, but they are so strict on their processing stuff. I'll stick to making my little cheeses, I guess. We make soaps too. Now that's a cold press process. You know, I'd love to, I used to be in, well, vet med, so I used to be a veterinary assistant before I retired for farming, and we used to go to a lot of dairy farms. It was, I don't know if I could work on one. It's hard work. Very hard work. But let's check this temperature of this milk. And thank you again, everybody, for tuning in and watching. There's the rest of my face. So this milk is heating up. We forgot to stir it. Remember to always stir your milk before you test the temperature, because if not, your milk will, the heat won't be evenly distributed and you won't get the correct temperature. So we're at 131 and climbing now. We're going to be in about the 135 range right now, so still not very far close into that. Hello, Sigma. We're all right, making goat cheese. How are you today? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's staying cool. I just make a habit of putting the cap on just because it makes me feel better. It's a good habit to have, I think. What's up? What's up? And I stir occasionally, just like I said, to keep the heat distributed well. And also, it seems like it would be easy to season at this stage, you know. You'd think, like, you're heating it up, you know, I'll salt it now, I'll add my parsley, I'll add my onion, I'll add whatever, you know, whatever I'm going to flavor this cheese with. Don't. It will mess the acidity up, and it won't curd. You'll get little tiny little curds, and your whey will have to be sieved out. I don't have a website, actually. I've been thinking about starting one, and my husband does a lot of recipes as well, so it would be great to have a website. Well, old time recipes, but I don't think that's active. That's a good idea, Joshua. I should start a website. You know, maybe that'll be next on my list. I just started my YouTube about 3 weeks ago, so it's been okay. Now, this milk is starting to get a film on the top of it. I don't know if you can see, probably not, but it's getting a film on the top of it. So my guess is it's going to be getting close to about 160. And I've made like a creamy cheese at 160. Yep, pretty new. I'm thankful for all my subscribers and everybody tuning in. It's really just blows my mind that people just tune in to someone like me, so thank you. Yep, it's getting about 160. It's 158 and climbing. And like I said, I've made a softer cheese at 160. It's like a cream cheese, but my husband likes the creamy cheese, but I like the harder cheese. And it comes up like a paneer, which is an Indian cheese. It doesn't really have a melt point. It doesn't melt. It stays firm. Okay, so we're at about 167. Let my talking get away from me. So we've still got a bit more to go. Put the cap on that. Now, watch so I don't catch it on fire. This is the setup we're going to use when we strain the milk. Well, it won't be milk any longer. It'll be curds and whey. Little Miss Muppet, so I don't want to tough it eating curds and whey that way. So we'll strain through this cheesecloth and we'll collect the curds and hang it up. We'll see the whole process. I should have cleaned my sink for this, but it's alright. Alright. More of a film on the milk. We'll stir and try the temperature again. Like I said, I want closer to the upper 90s, maybe about 200. Because then we get to add our vinegar. And depending how moist your cheese is, depends on how long you hang it and how much moisture you leach out of the cheese via the hanging. My hair's a little rough, but I've been out a lot with the weather. Okay, so we're getting closer. We're at 180 now. It won't be long. And once your cheese reaches your desired temperature that you'd like, you take it off the heat. You turn off heat. Then you'll add your vinegar mixture, whatever. I'm doing half and half today, half apple cider vinegar, half white vinegar, mostly because I ran out of apple cider vinegar. That's my favorite vinegar to make this cheese with. You could also, there's recipes with lime juice and lemon juice. Lime juice is the least popular one, I think. I think lemon juice is more popular. But thank you guys again for watching. I'm very flattered and excited to be on this homesteading journey with everybody. And thank you for everyone who likes and subscribes. It's just very humbling to realize people will actually find me entertaining. But alright, let's test the temperature again. I know it's a little boring making the cheese, but it'll come out good, okay? Promise. Maybe we'll go outside too. Making cheese. Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and babysit this for just a hot minute. because it's nearly to the temperature I want. When it gets closer to what you want temperature-wise, I do recommend kind of watching it. Because right now we're about at 192, so... Alright, at this point, I'm probably good to add my vinegar, which I'm actually going to top up to a full cup on this. Just because I want nice big curds. Alright guys. It smells like hot milk. Stir it just to mix that skin up. Alright, and here we go with the vinegar. I was trying to stay out of the way of the camera, but you want to actually pour it in multiple spots. Oh, look, we're getting some curds. See how it's, ooh, hot, hot, lumping up there? That's what we want. And as this sits, the curds will start getting larger. Smells good. Smells... I don't know how to describe the smell, but it smells good. Very vinegary. Very cheesy. My curds are curding. Getting larger. I'm going to let this sit for just a little bit longer. So there is our curds and whey. Now comes the fun part. We're going to strain it. I might make an actual video on this later. And how you strain this, you want to line your colander with your cheesecloth, and you'll want to put a bowl underneath. It's kind of cool doing this live. I can time how long this is making. Usually I end up with bigger curds, but this is fine. Just means you'll be able to meld it better. And at some point, I'll just pour this remainder into the bowl once I get tired of scooping, which may get close here. These curds aren't as big as I usually get, so I'm not very pleased with that. But that's okay. Let's pour a little bit. Now, what you do with your whey is up to you. I use mine to, excuse me, for butter. I don't have a lot of recipes for butter, actually. I've tried to make butter, but you know what? I may have to ask my husband. He's got a lot of old cookbooks. Butter, basically, if you have a high cream yield in your animal, you can make butter. My goats, however, Alpines, do not produce much cream or milk fat. And that's also why their cheese turns out like a smaller curd. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Joshua, I do not have a butter recipe for you. But that makes me want to get on that. For sure, actually. Because I do want to make my own butter, and I've tried making my own butter. But I've only come up with about that much. Everybody lost the game. With our cheese. So here we are. What to do with your whey. I use it to ferment my chicken feed. Some people just throw it out. I think you can make butter out of cow's milk. I think. Just put it in a jar and shake it. Oh, that's curding up very nice. I feel bad that I don't have a butter recipe for you. Honest. Makes me want, I know how it is to miss your grandma's cooking. I miss my grandma's potato soup like crazy. It's awful, isn't it? So after you've got your cheese in here, you're going to tie it up like a little stork package. I try to get mine as round as possible. It's kind of difficult to do that. And when you drop your muslin in the hot stuff, the hot whey. There we go. So then you will hang this. I'm going to round this out a little bit more. It's still dripping here, you can see. I want to just kind of ball it up here. We'll just make this a creamy cheese so that you guys can see the difference. What should we do while we're waiting for the cheese to leak? Should we go outside? Here, add whipped egg whites. Ooh. That sounds great, actually. That sounds like a hardtack on a biscuit, and I would eat that up. Dang. I wonder if you could look up old world recipes. For purposes unknown to me, I just dumped that out. I've got too much fermentation right now going on, and I don't have any more buckets. So, while we are... Man, you're making me think of that butter now. While we are waiting for that to cook, well, not cook. Just got a sink full of dishes. Now, that's the one thing about making cheese. You end up with a sink full of dishes. It's going to sit here and drip until the moisture content I want is out. I can tell you, it's easy to sour milk in my house so much. We're going to go see where the milk for our cheese comes from. How about that? Whew, it's hot. part of the farm. If you ever find your grandma's butter recipe, you're gonna have to share. Let the world have a taste. Let's go see where the milk comes from. It's about 100 degrees here right now. Yes, yes, come with us. All right, this is my janky little barn. It's Appalachia though, so this is my milk stand that my husband built. Who's in here? Earwig, you're in here too? So, here's where our milk comes from. There's Bertle. Well, never mind. Someone's still on Mom. There's our future little milker. She's got La Mancha in her, so she will be fantastic. Don't do it, Bert. There's our main milker right here. Good old Mitzi. These two are sisters. They're about 3 years old. They'll be 4 this December. And this is their first freshening, so this is the first time they've had babies. This is Bert's little baby. She's also going to be a future milker, aren't you? I don't know why Earwig's in here. Earwig. We should probably get her out. Back. Can't shut my arm in. Let's get the chicken out. Hi, baby. Earwig. Come here. Sorry, guys. There we go. Drop you down in there. Now, guys, get back. Don't make me sound mean. No, back, back. Back, back. Guys, be nice. You want some water, Earwig? My fancy rain barrel. Don't come for me, government. Whoop. The thing would stop. Doing some farm chores while we wait for that cheese. Come here, Earwig. Where'd you go? Chicky, chicky, chicky. What the heck? You went back in there? Come on, chicken. I have to go get you again. Come on. Whoop. Come here. No, stick you through. Here, now go over there and get a drink of water. Now here, back up. You guys have fresh water. Back up, back up, back up. No, no, no. Here it is. Guys, stop fighting. There you go. Getting some water. Why are you away from everybody? Those are words. Are you going to try to read them? Oh my god, guys. One's trying to eat the phone and two are just fighting. Mitzi, behave. Bert, stop being mean. Stop it, Bertle. Are you done? Jugs? Be nice. Be nice. Hey. Come here, Mitzi. You have water. And yours is right here. Earwig. Just drink the water. There you go. And you're actually going to drink the water, Earwig? You actually going to drink the water? Or are you going to go back in with the goats? That's not the right one. There. Now no more confusion. Buck, buck. Why are you choking yourself? Choking yourself. Alright. Am I good to leave you here? Go be smart enough to take a drink? You gonna be smart enough to take a drink? Uh-huh, uh-huh. That's... no. There you go. Jeez. Little earwig. Little earwig. You know that's not the right side. You like the words and the foil. Are you a pretty girl? God, the bugs are awful. Yeah, you should go back to the others. Let's go check on that cheese. Bah. Check on the cheese. Let's check on the cheese. It's really hot today, so let's check on the cheese. We didn't leave too long, so it's not going to be the firmest of cheeses, but it's going to be a cheese. What if I'm becoming addicted to live streaming? My porch is messy. There's a cat. You alive? Yes. Barely. Macaroni. That's not his name. His name's Calvin. But he looked like a macaroni. R.I.P. Max. Whew. Hey, Bella. I feel good here. Laundry I need to do. Hi, Crack. Let's check on this cheese. Whew. So, it's firmed up quite a bit. It's still wet. But let's go ahead and take it off. I'm just going to slip it down over this. Yeah, orange cats are pretty much one of the best. Let's get this right out. Whoop. Slap, slap, slap. So now, put this back in here. Here we go. So, here is the grand reveal of the cheese we made. I'm sweating. Sweat stash. Alright. Alright, if I can get the thing untied. Alright, let's untie this cheesecloth and see what we've got. Smells good. Here we go, here we go. I realized I didn't wash my hands, so this is my cheese now. My plan all along, it's my cheese. So, and now with our cheesecloth, I'm going to shake it out and then put it in the wash. And I wash these by themselves. I don't wash the cheesecloths with anything else, simply with their own kind. So, technically I didn't touch the cheese when we washed my hands. Alright, here we are with the cheese. I wanted to make a harder cheese, but I didn't let it sit long enough. So we've got this nice round log of cheese. And this is when you season it. You would mash it up, which we're going to do mashy with this cheese that we just made. Within total process of making this cheese was about 35 minutes. So very easy cheese you can make at home. Just 2 ingredients, milk and vinegar. And like I said, this is when you season your cheese. See all the milk leaching from that yummy cheese juice. And then you'll just it's still hot right now, which is fine. Oop, drop some. It's the dog's share. But there we go. Let's have a taste without salt. That is good. I feel like you get more of a pungent taste from the apple cider vinegar than you do the regular vinegar. Let's add some salt and see. Throw some over your left shoulder. Mix that salt in. Like I said, you cannot salt during the process. You can only salt and season after it's done. You can put some green onion, some dried chives in here. Let's give it a taste with the salt. Much better. This tastes like something you could get at the store for, I don't know, you pay $8 at the store for some cheese, for some goat cheese. We can make it at home. Man, never fails to make great cheese. And the whole process only took about 35 minutes. Cannot believe it. Now, be sure to let this cool before you put it in the fridge, because bacteria growth is gross. But look at that. Creamy goat cheese. I wanted to make a harder cheese, but I didn't want to let it sit the time it needed to sit to create the harder cheese. It is just so good. Okay.
So yeah, thanks for watching me make cheese. See ya. Like and subscribe.